Sometimes we get so excited from having someone else to blame. Finally, someone agrees with us, and we can point our fingers together at someone else. It might be a political party, it might be a philosophy of thought, it might be something dealing with gender, it might be anything. But as long as the blame is somewhere else. And I recognize this, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm thinking about what we spend a lot of time, especially on social media, the social news outlets, especially. They're constantly talking about Trump and those who cling to Trump, Republicans who might be moving towards Democrats, just conversation, the various things that might be on people's minds. They're just talking about it, and I'm feeling through there. And as they bring the experts in, the experts talk about reasons behind why these type of actions are made. What are the motivations? They kind of describe them. They're general across the board, and if any number of them might touch any number of people. But what I'm listening for is, what are we going to do about the solutions? And it's like they're always stopping, as if the solution is in another's hand. We can spend all our time complaining about what we don't like. We can spend all of our time identifying those things that make our stomach turn. We spend all of our time saying what we just got to see done, and we're going to do everything we possibly can. We're going to protest, we're going to march, we're going to sing songs, we're going to sit in, we're going to do all kinds of things to make these things happen. That's what we say. And yet, as we claim this and go forward, these things do not happen. Currently, we're talking about the strange things that have been happening in America. I mean, we've seen America go to its lowest low. I mean, people who got a little bit of consciousness, people who are a little aware of what's going on and what's happening in the world and what's moral and immoral and what's good and not, they kind of had a little bit of insight about what's going on in the world. And to them, they saw ugliness. They saw ugliness that we have seen in other parts of the world being manifest right before our eyes, right here. And those who we had put before us, who had come before us, and we accepted them as being moral leaders, ones who could really have voice to what philosophically we have been dreaming of, only to find out that they're just another brand of crooks, like the one who became president. And then we find a camaraderie that begins to grow, and all of a sudden lies start spreading. And then we say them and all of this conversation. But again, back to what I said a moment ago, what I never hear are people talking about solutions. Oh, we talk about some solutions must be made. We talk about specifics. I can't say we don't. We talk about laws must be made to address the way that policemen have authority to just do what will with people. Those kinds of things must be changed. And then they got some specifics in there, what they're referring to. And then in other areas, they got same kind of addressing. What it represents is a people who themselves are not ready to receive what they say they want to receive. You see, they're petting these little things out, getting some of the stuff done. What the President of the United States is currently talking about sounds really good. But everybody in America with a little bit of brain knows that with the Congress like it is, it has been for the past so many years, that it would be lucky if he could get, America would be lucky if they could get a quarter of these things done. And, well, most people will say they got something done, and so that's good. He was different than Trump. Well, see, that's the game that's being played. That is how it's supposed to be. You are supposed to say, well, we didn't get everything done, but we got this done, and now we're going to work on some more things. That's how we call it normal. That's why we don't get anything done. That's how we keep in this rot. That's why we as people of color have been in this bondage situation for over 400 and some years, just as we've been talking about late. I'm sure it's been much longer than that. But these are the reasons that these kinds of things exist. They exist because we don't come forth with solutions that are serious type of solutions. Now, what kind of solutions are those? Well, ladies and gentlemen, when I talk about blaming other folks, I want you to know that the truth of life says that every individual is responsible for representing what is right. Every individual. You don't need to be in a collective to do the right thing. I mean, there's more, if you're trying to accomplish something, there's more power in it. There's more energy in it. But the truth is no more with you as or 20. It's the same thing. And so the representation is different, but the same truth that would bring about the kinds of things that you yearn for requires it from every individual. And so you can't say that Trump and his people are causing us to fail. You can't say the Republicans or that Democrats are not progressive enough, they're causing us to fail. Because if what is happening works against you, you do not have to take it. Resist it at the point of your life. Now, this requires that you got a relationship with God. It requires that you are not just going to church. You're not just preaching. You're not just paying your tithes and giving offerings. You're not just contributing to charity. You're not just telling people how much you love God, but you're standing up for what is right. And you refuse to give any energy to what is wrong. What is wrong? Wrong is that which exists on this earth. Wrong is what exists in America. That is not the kind of existence that the Creator provided for. Now, what do I mean? It's like your parents. Your parents pass and then they leave you an inheritance. The Father is an invisible spirit, but has given us an inheritance. We, the physical form of that lives by the breath of life from our Creator, has prepared all of the resources. You've heard me say it a zillion times, ladies and gentlemen, all of the resources in the earth, whatever is a resource that is useful to the imagination of creativity in the aspirations of men, women, children, anybody that want to create. Whatever is needed that is in this earth, on this earth, or above this earth, seen or unseen, that is useful in that process is a blessing from the power we cannot see. So it's not a Russian that's responsible for it. It's not a white man or a black man. It's not a Chinese. It's a power we can't see. And the ability to do all that is done, that exists within humankind, is set up by the same power that put the hearts and gizzards and livers and kidneys and all that other stuff inside of that frame of yours, so you can do the things that you want, that you do. All by that power. And exercising that gift the way that power is designed, that you have peace, prosperity, and freedom. You got the joy of your life. You have your dreams coming true. And to assure and guarantee this to one another, every last one of you have the opportunity and the gift to engage yourself in the process of that which you need to survive. And by so doing, you become part owner in all the things that's created at the hands of man, that rest in a reservoir of goods and services at your access when you desire, need, or want. Hey, that's beautiful. Now I say this to you. Who amongst you is against that? What president? I mean, Trump, are you against this? What about you, Biden, President Biden? What about you, the Senate and Congress? What about you? Are you against what I just shared with you, that God, the power that, or if you don't want to say that, just say this type of conduct will produce this outcome? Are you against it? Are you white supremacists against that? Every last one of you living as millionaires? Every last one of you having exactly what you want, when you want it, how you want it, huh? Are you against that? See, the only way that can happen that I know of is the way I just explained it to you. Now, there might be other ways, but I don't know of them, and I haven't heard anybody else speak of them. But I'm sharing this with you because I know it will work. And what I know will not work is when you say, I'm not going to work on God's plan. I'm going to work on white supremacy's plan. I'm going to work on the white man's plan, or I'm going to work on America's plan. And America's plan say in order for you to get these things that you want, that you need for survival, you got to have money. I don't give a stink about your compassion over there. You got to have money. How do you get that money? By doing what I need you to do. And depending upon how much I need you, how bad I need you, determines how much money you're going to get. So you got to know what it is that means money worth to me. So you can go and try to prepare yourself to come get this money. And all that stuff that I just got through telling you about the world and how it's supposed to operate to keep that harmony, that no one was ever without food, clothing, shelter, education, health care. No one is ever without anything. Bill Gates can do right now anything in the world that he wants to do. But the man that cleans out the toilet over there at the local service station that gives you your gas free can also do anything else that they want to do or he or she wants to do as well. Why? Because this is a new type of society. This is a society that says that no matter what you do, everything is important. And it is your dream. It is your gift. It is your contribution. It entitles you to all of the inheritance that's put out here. I call it basic human rights for all people. Inalienable rights. What the gift of life from God Almighty. And if any power, if a government, anybody want to take it from you, you resist. Even if they have to kill you. And God knows if they kill you, I don't know. I believe, I don't know because I ain't been there yet, that it's one of the sweetest things that could ever happen to a person. I believe it's a dream come true. Slipped upon you like a twinkling of an eye. Until next time, Eddie Marcus saying thank you so very much.